Now that I know how an RRSP works, what the heck is a TFSA?
The TFSA stands for Tax-Free Savings Account. And just like our last episode with RRSPs, I don't really like using the word savings in it. Instead, think of it as a tax-free investment account. The TFSA is essentially an account that lets you keep your gains from your investments tax-free.
I didn't even know the government taxes us on our investments. What happens if I don't use a TFSA?
Any investments not in an RRSP or TFSA is called a non-registered account. Let's say you want to invest $10,000 in Google. And now let's say it doubles to $20K a year later. That's an extra $10,000 you made. Now the taxman wants a cut of it. They're allowed to tax you at 50% of your total gains from your non-registered account. In other words, this is the portion they get to tax on you, which is $5,000. If your marginal tax rate is 20%, the government will take $1,000 of your hard-earned investment.
Those hooligans! Does that mean I could think of the TFSA just like a grocery bag that could hold my investments tax-free?
Correct, and just like your RSP bag, it can hold all these different types of investments, ranging from ETFs, bonds, GICs, mutual funds, stocks, and even savings accounts.
So let's say I make the same investment in my TFSA instead of a non-registered account. Does that mean the government won't be able to take the extra $1,000 away from me?
That's right, because you kept it in your TFSA bag, any gains you make will be tax-free, and you get to keep every penny.
Yes! Jiminy Willikers! I'm gonna put all my investments in the TFSA. It sounds so much better than the RRSP.
Slow down, Billy. You gotta remember, you have a contribution limit. The government lets you put in about $5,500 every year, and you can add up from previous years from when you turned 18. As of 2018, the maximum contribution room is actually $57.5K, assuming you were 18 when TFSAs were first introduced in the year 2009. The best way to find out this is if you log into your MyCRA account, or you can call the CRA.
$57,000? Oh boy! I'm gonna invest in everything I've been hearing about. Cryptocurrency, reefer, that crazy startup my friend told me about.
Hold your horses. You gotta understand that there's more to your contribution room than that. It starts getting a little bit more complicated when you withdraw from your TFSA. Your TFSA bag will hold all these different types of investments tax-free as long as you keep it within your contribution limit. And when you're ready to check out, you won't get that contribution limit back until next year of January 1st.
That's not too bad. That means I can still invest the year after in that crazy startup my friend told me about.
So here's where things get a little dipsy-doodle. The TFSA keeps track of how much you put into your contribution room. So if you put all your eggs in one basket, or all your contribution room into that stock your friend told you about, and it happens to go bankrupt, then you could potentially lose that contribution room forever.
Forever?
Forever ever.
Forever ever?
Forever never seems that long until your contribution room's gone. So it's important to choose your investments wisely.
Just to wrap up, the TFSA is a welcomed addition to Canadian finance. It allows us to make investments without the worry of being taxed on any capital gains.
One thing we actually want to emphasize again is that the TFSA is not just a savings account, despite what the name suggests. You can put in mutual funds, stocks, whatever your heart desires into your TFSA, just like the RRSP.
Another fact we'd like to mention is that, unlike the RRSP, any money you put into the TFSA cannot be used to lower your income. In short, all the money you put into your TFSA has already been taxed.
So you're probably wondering whether you should invest your money in a TFSA or an RRSP. And that's something we'll have to go in the next video, where we go more in depth and compare them side by side.
We believe examples are the best ways to get our points across, and we hope the ones that we used today made sense to you. Let us know in the comments below if you'd like us to use more examples, or if any of them went over your head.
If you like what we do, please like and subscribe. It's the only way we'll know that we should be making more personal finance videos for you.
So wait a minute, you mentioned to invest wisely, so what should I invest in?
That's the million-dollar question. It all depends on the risks you're willing to take and your financial goals. So it's worth researching on what works for you and what doesn't.
I wish there was a YouTube channel or something that could make it simpler for us millennials. In the meantime, I guess I'll do some research so I can be on my financial goals.